Have you ever felt like your talent is too small to matter? Like no one would care if you shared your passion with the world? Sarah was just like that, a single mom, working hard to keep things together. Between school runs, cooking dinner, and taking care of her kids, there wasn't much time left for herself. But when she did have a free moment, she loved to draw. It wasn't something she had ever planned to turn into a career, just a quiet hobby she did to escape the daily grind. One day after finishing a drawing she was really proud of, she stared at it for a long time. What if no one cares, she wondered. What if I post it and nothing happens? But then something in her clicked. She took a deep breath, stared at the drawing one last time, and hit post. She didn't know it then, but this small act of courage was about to change everything. Stick around to see what happens next. You won't believe how her life changes in just a few days. Sarah sat back, nervously watching the screen. The likes were trickling in slowly at first. A couple of friends commented, complimenting her work. It was nice but not unexpected. Just a few kind words from people who knew her. She felt a small wave of relief. It wasn't a disaster. But then, something strange happened. As the minutes passed, more people started liking the post. Sarah's heart started racing. Is this real? She thought. A couple of unknown people had left comments saying they loved her drawing. And not just random compliments, they really liked it. The phone buzzed again. Another comment, this time from an art influencer she had followed for years. This is incredible. You have real talent. For a second, Sarah couldn't believe it. She read the message over and over again. Was this person really talking about her drawing? Was it really that good? But it didn't stop there. Her drawing was shared. More comments came in. Then Sarah noticed a message from a local art gallery asking if she would be interested in showcasing her work. Her jaw dropped. This was happening. Was her art really good enough to be seen by so many people? She felt like the universe was suddenly taking her seriously. And this was just the beginning. As the hours passed, the notifications kept coming. More likes, more shares. And then, Sarah noticed something even crazier. Her post had gone viral. It wasn't just her friends or local people commenting anymore. It was strangers from all over the world, sharing her work. This is incredible, some wrote. Others asked if they could buy her art, while some offered to collaborate on projects. Sarah could hardly keep up. Her heart was racing. How is this even happening, she thought. Her phone buzzed again. This time, it was an art blogger asking if they could feature her work on their website. Wait, what? Sarah was in shock. Was this her? The same person who had never thought her art was good enough? The same person who had barely posted anything online before? She started to cry, not tears of sadness, but of disbelief. This was what she had always dreamed of. Her passion, her work, was being noticed. People loved her art, and for the first time in a long while, she felt like she was finally being seen. Not just as a mom, but as an artist. As the post kept gaining traction, she couldn't believe the messages that kept flooding in. Offers, compliments, opportunities she had only dreamed of. All because she had taken that one step, posting her drawing online. But Sarah didn't know it yet. This moment, this simple act, would not just change her art career, it would change her life. As the days went by, Sarah couldn't believe how much had changed. Her phone barely stopped buzzing. Art galleries were reaching out. Some were offering to display her drawings. Others wanted to collaborate, offering to feature her work in exhibitions. Brands were contacting her for partnerships. Sarah had gone from being a mom who drew in her spare time to someone with a legitimate art career starting to take shape. She had more opportunities than she ever imagined, and her self-esteem soared. For the first time in years, she felt a deep sense of pride, not just because of the attention, but because she had finally taken a chance on herself. Her artwork, something she had always kept to herself, was now being celebrated by the world. She sat down one evening, reflecting on her journey. I was just a mom, struggling to find time for myself. Now I'm doing something I love, and I'm being recognized for it. Her heart swelled with emotion. She had worked so hard to provide for her family, and now she was starting to get the recognition she deserved for her art. It was proof that it was never too late to follow your passion. But Sarah didn't expect what would happen next. Just when Sarah thought everything was falling into place, a comment caught her eye. At first, it seemed like just another random message. Is this really your work? But as she read further, her stomach dropped. The comment wasn't just asking about her art, it was challenging her. The person claimed that Sarah had stolen the idea for her drawing from another artist. The comment gained traction fast, with others joining the conversation, questioning her originality. It wasn't just a single message anymore. The internet had exploded. People were attacking her, accusing her of plagiarism. Sarah could feel her heart racing as she tried to process everything. She thought back to the moment she posted the drawing. Had she really stolen someone else's work? She remembered the inspiration, the emotions that led her to create it. It was her own creation, wasn't it? But the more she read, the more she doubted herself. Was this the end of her new career? It was the first time since the post went viral that she felt completely crushed. Everything she had worked for in those few short days seemed to be falling apart. But even in the midst of this storm, Sarah wasn't going to give up. She couldn't. As the accusations grew, Sarah knew she had to take action. She couldn't let the negativity swallow her whole. She reached out to the person who had started the conversation, politely explaining her creative process, how her drawing had been inspired by her own life experiences, and how it had nothing to do with anyone else's work. The response was slow at first, but as Sarah continued to engage with others, sharing her story and the journey behind her drawing, people began to listen. The tide slowly started to turn. Soon enough, some of the original critics started defending Sarah, realizing that they had been too quick to judge. "This is her work, and it's incredible," one comment said. Another added, "We all have our inspirations, but this is a genuine piece." The support started pouring in, and Sarah felt a wave of relief wash over her. "This is my art, and no one can take that away." She didn't need to prove herself to anyone but herself. In the end, Sarah realized something incredibly important. Success doesn't always come in the way we expect. It's not just about the praise, the recognition, or even the opportunity. It's about the confidence to keep going, even when things get tough. Her artwork and her story became more than just a viral post. They became a symbol of resilience and the power of believing in yourself. Have you ever faced a challenge that made you question everything? Sarah's journey shows that sometimes the hardest moments lead to the greatest breakthroughs. Her story reminds us that even when things don't go as planned, there's always a way to rise above. If you've ever had a moment where you doubted yourself or pushed through adversity, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your story with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring tales of courage and resilience. Keep believing in yourself, because you never know what could happen next.